Let's go! January wrap-up. Hi guys, it's Kamil here. Before we get there though, I want to really quickly cover 3 books that I've read in December, at the end of December, that I haven't talked about on this channel yet. They weren't mentioned as the red ones. I might have mentioned them briefly though. Starting from the good one, and then we will go only up from here. October. The Story of Russian Revolution by Miéville. The only book by Miéville that I've read so far was The City and the City, and it's his proper stuff. Innovative, intelligent, dystopian fantasy. I always think about reading more of him, but somehow it never happens. Maybe this year. October, The Story of the Russian Revolution though is his non-fiction work. Mostly focusing on the few months from February Revolution in Russia to October Revolution in Russia. And it's brilliant. I would say that probably it's easier to digest if you know at least a bit about the subject, but which non-fiction book isn't, right? Beetle Bone by Kevin Barry, the second book, and it's an audiobook. Book I've heard about at Barry Pierce channel. Dark yet weird in a good way, fictionalized account on a journey of John Lennon to his little island at the shore of Ireland. Depressed, Lennon is running away from what his persona in the world is to spend 3 days alone at the island and scream. Kevin Barry writes in a very lyrical way. The setting is dark, wet, windy, and he takes full advantage of it and turns it into a very melancholic psychological portrait of a man that has it all but still goes on a journey to reconnect with what's basic, basically. He mixes profound with profanities and it turns out great, actually. He can be sarcastic and blasphemous but witty and original. That's something I really appreciate. Third one, Home Fire by Kamila Shamsie. Retelling of Antigone in a setting of British Muslim community. There was a lot of disbelief going on when this appeared on the long list of Man Booker Prize last year. Guys, that was good. That was actually good. What's the most successful about Shamsie Home Fire is that she made a smart changes in the archetype of the story. She kept its core but not following it blindly, and the question she asked when telling the story of Aneka, the Antigone, that is trying to bring her brother's body home after he was killed working for ISIS, is brilliant. Okay, January. From the weakest one to the best one, and I'm skipping one book. Miłość by Ignacy Karpowicz. This is a Polish note and it will be quick. This is a loosely connected short stories book on love, but mostly on alienation and dehumanization one feels when tries to silence his homosexual self. First part of the book it was great and it was a tribute to one of the most famous Polish writers, Jarosław Iwaszkiewicz, and then it just went worse and worse, with the exception of a dystopian part that has a great promise for a draft of a novel actually. But overall the book Miłość, which is love in translation, it didn't work together well. Blue Self-Portrait by Noémi Lefebvre. Sorry, it's hard to rate a novel that is obviously as much about its form as the ideas it conveys. The title, Blue Self-Portrait, is a reference to the painting by great German composer Arnold Schoenberg, whose development of 12-tone method in music was a breakthrough in classical music. Noémi Lefebvre, the writer, is a musicologist and she is also a political scientist. Therefore, the novel plays between historical ideas we try to escape, like Nazism, sorry, and the music and its genius, Schoenberg. Novel's circular narration returning over and over again praises and its motives of education, Nazism, neurosis and cow longing after its calf were bringing the novel on the side of absurdity, with which Lefebvre obviously flirted, but having said that, it definitely didn't make it a smooth read. It was an interesting experience nonetheless. Eleanor, Oliphant is completely fine by Gail Honeyman. Some people call this one an adult version of Wonder by Palacio. I see the point there, and I loved Wonder, so I was probably triggered to like this one, and I did. Of course, it's nothing groundbreaking, it's not literary or something that will stand the test of time, but it was properly smart, it was entertaining and moving. And who doesn't like the story of an underdog that finally gets hold of her life? Right? The twist at the ending though, totally unnecessary. Alice Smith accidental. I prefer Alice Smith when she comments on society faults rather than describes dynamic of dysfunctional families. Of course, you can read the former through the latter, but still, as much as this is a very well crafted book, and the characters she creates, especially the daughter, 13-year-old Astrid, are brilliant. But when I compare it to Autumn, it falls flat, but like most of the books I've read recently, so I guess it's not such a bad thing. Autumn was great and The Accidental is just good. In my opinion, obviously. Okay, The White Book by Kang. You heard me saying that a couple of times already, but I believe that Kang and Deborah Smith are a match made in heaven. And I feel its genius every time I finish reading any of Kang's novels in Smith's translation. So this one, The White Book, is a very special to me. The city she refers to is my hometown, Warsaw, the city in the book. The book at its core is a meditation on grief, right? And Kang juxtaposes the city surrounded by never-ending grief after thousands of its inhabitants were killed during Warsaw Uprising, and she compares it with herself grieving after sister who died 2 hours after the birth. Kang novels are often said to be death-affirming, and this one is nothing else. Through its short, poetic, magical passages, she meditates on various white-themed items, and the narrator goes on an internal journey of grief doing so. It is subtle yet very visual. Memoir on loss, I guess that's what it is. Memoir on loss. Now it's time for Sing Unburied Sing by Jesmyn. I don't know why I do it all the time. I guess that's because I don't hold a book in my hand. So some of the books I've read I lended, others on my shelf, and I didn't pick them up because I felt stupid to show few books and then some pictures, so I decided to go with pictures only, and some of them were audiobooks, so I don't have a physical copy of it. So coming back to Sing Unburied Sing by Jesmyn. That was good, guys. Oh, that was good. It's a narration on the road, really. Leonie, drug-addicted mother, takes 2 of her kids. Fantastic, and I believe the most successfully written character in the novel, Jojo, teenage son of Leonie, and she takes also her baby daughter and goes to pick up her white husband that was just released from jail. Michael is the name of the husband, and his cousin killed Leonie's brother. You already see the complication here, right? Dysfunctional Afro-American family is the main character of this novel. Ward shifts from character to character in her narration, giving each one a chance, a voice to show each one's perspective. It's a southern novel rooted in southern problematic racist past, and it's inhabited by ghosts from that past. It's really good guys. Call Me By Your Name by André Aciman, my favorite book I've read in January. And the one that I've recorded full-length review, also with the references to the movie, and the link is here up. Click it. Somebody in the comments under the review commented on the book calling it neurotic. And I think that this is a perfect description of the novel. Because for the most part of it, it really is neurotic, before it turns into a proper but still problematic love story. There is a different tone to the novel and to the movie, and I believe that both are absolutely brilliant. If you are interested to hear more about it, the link is here and down in the description below. Okay, so the last book that I haven't put into the ranking, and the one that I've also read last month, is The Fire This Time, A Generation Speaks About Race by Jesmyn. It's a collection of essays pulled together by Jesmyn. I'll talk more about it when I record a video for Read So Lit, run by Didi, 4th year in a row, to celebrate Black History Month. And my video is up on 17th of February, and it will be titled Baldwin, Coates and Ward Essays on Race in America. Okay guys, have you read any of those? If so, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to talk about it. If you liked it, please subscribe, and I talk to you soon. Bye bye.